All right, it's been a while since I did one of these, but LARPing is the method. All right, there's a lot of stigma around the word LARP, live action role play, and it's basically been popularized by, these finance gurus who basically pretend to live a lifestyle that they can't afford just in purpose of, to sell courses to people by selling them the lifestyle and the things that come with money. Um, but the way I look at LARPing is a mindset switch. Okay, and hear me out. When you hear LARPing, you think about the memes like you're at Poppy's steak with the steak pressing it on the steak the grill on the steak, with the steak marks or whatever, and you're paying like 10K for a steak dinner just to post it on TikTok or whatever. Blue bands, I'm TikTok brain rotted anyways. You know, I think that LARPing in itself, even though it's a joke, actually has some useful purpose. All right, hear me out. When you're trying to become someone and when you're trying to sort of elevate yourself in terms of your status, in terms of your bank account, in terms of your personality, you can't do it thinking you're the same person. All right, what do I mean by that? I mean, like, when you act like, you don't deserve it, you're hiding it, you're faking it, you're not the person you're trying to be. For example, you're in a sales call and you're talking to someone about your service, about yourself, about what you've done. You're going to pretend you have to say stuff that obviously makes the person want to agree with you and sort of be in agreement and wants to work with you, whatever it is you're doing, whether it's a service or product. But I think that you have to sort of pretend to be the person before you become the person. Okay? And this is something that I never really realized until recently. So it's been a year since I've been working my sales job, and it requires a lot of rejection to take, a lot of people ghosting you, a lot of people who don't respond to you. And even when you get those people, you get those meetings set, those one-on-ones to obviously have a discussion about what you can do for them. A lot of the times they just ghost you after. And I always get in my head during those meetings for sure because I'm still brand new to it, but like I feel like I've sort of built a tougher skin around it. But one thing I realized that helped me was to sort of just pretend like I already knew what I was doing. When I hop in a call, I'm just talking to this guy like, yo, what do you need? What are you doing? How can I help you? This is what I do. What do you think? And you just pretend like you do this. And it sort of came to me after I'd say like 3 to 4, I don't know, months of doing it. The first meetings, like if I think back to my first meetings ever in a B2B setting, it was one of the most awkward and weird experiences of my life. Like I felt so intimidated for some reason. But it's only because it was a brand new experience to me and I was uncomfortable. But, I just pretended like I knew what I was doing. I didn't know shit, but it still worked out. And it just sort of made me realize that if you want to exceed and you want to go through to the next level of life, you have to pretend you're already at that level. And it took me 3 minutes to say that, but that's the whole point of what I'm trying to say when it comes to LARPing. Okay? I'm LARPing right now. Do you see that? Do you see that book right there? I'm LARPing. All right? I literally set that up just to look like I'm smart. I don't fucking know shit. But that was what I really wanted to just talk about because the idea of pretending you're already that person puts you in that realm of what that person does. And subconsciously, you're putting in the inputs that will lead you to become that person over time, no matter how long it takes. It might take a couple months, it might take a year, but you're putting in the work, plain and simple. And how do you do that? You pretend to be you LARP the person you want to be. You look and you think about who you want to be a year from now. And you just do the things that that person would do. Don't think about the outcome, the result, but you just do the things on a daily basis and the compound interest just takes care of itself. And you end up at a point where you're like, I can look back now. I look back at myself a year ago when I first started doing my sales job, and I can see there was a huge difference now. I'm more comfortable talking to people in a meeting by myself. I'm more comfortable calling people. I'm more comfortable asking those questions and not being that afraid. Sometimes you still feel it, but it's just a part of the game. But I look back and it's a huge difference between last year and now. And it's literally been 1 year exactly. And that's why I'm making this video, just to sort of reflect upon it. Um, it's been good. I feel like I've gained a lot of experience, but I know I'm just scratching the surface now, and it's really time to just double down on my systems, double down on the consistency, double down on, you know, everything. Just making sure that I'm fully zoned in at this one opportunity, this one thing, and not get distracted and pulled away, because I feel like I'm still getting pulled to different directions of, oh, shiny object syndrome. This thing is looking like it's popular. Everyone's talking about it. This thing's looking like it's popular. Everyone's talking about it. But it's like, no, just focus on one thing that you know you can do, that you're somewhat good at, and you enjoy. You don't hate it. Like you don't feel like you don't want to do it. Um, I like the satisfaction of hunting a client, closing the client, and then just working with them. It's a great feeling. But the hunt is sort of satisfactory. So I guess you can say I sort of enjoy the hunt, but at the same time, it's like it's a little annoying. But yeah, that's sort of what I just wanted to say, though. In terms of the mindset thing, it's like you just pretend to be that person, and eventually it'll come to you, and you know you LARP your way until you make it. Thanks.